So this week on The Rebels, we are talking about our favorite characters, and our topic came from Frances from Facebook. Hi, Frances. I had to really think about this, much like everybody else. There are so many characters that I've fallen in love with. First, we have Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I love Nick and Nora. The way that they spoke and how they said things was so true to life that I forgot they were characters, which is, as a writer, what you want to do. You want to make somebody forget that they're reading a book. The second character on my list of top C's is Louis from Interview with a Vampire. This was one of the books that I read over and over again when I was younger. I love this whole series, but especially this book. I think the characters that really speak to me are the ones who come across as honest. And Louis in this book was so honest about everything. How he was feeling, what he was going through. They were questions that really hadn't been answered at that time as far as vampires as a creature. They were portrayed as these horrible, bloodthirsty beings, and he just wasn't like that. You can tell how much I've read this book. I mean, it's just kind of trashed, but I'll never get rid of it. I'll never buy another one. I should probably read it again. Oh, spine, you are breaking. I Want to Be Your Joey Ramone by Stephanie Keener. I don't know if everybody knows about this book, but you should. It's amazing. It's about a girl named Emily Black, and she wants to be a rock star. That's her whole life goal, pretty much. But there's a lot more to it than that. Her mother left when she was very young, and the book kind of deals with how Emily deals with that through her music. And the basic premise of the story is that she wants to write these songs and get famous so that she can reconnect with her mom, who loved music. But there was one scene where Emily is on stage and she pretty much just loses it. And I was so caught up in that scene, and it was so well done. The writing's phenomenal. Emily is one of those characters that you root for. You find yourself wanting them to succeed and being disappointed when they don't. And that's another thing that I think as readers we all look for, is that connection to the character to the point where you're concerned about them. You're concerned about their welfare. You want them to do good. You want them to get what they want, to succeed, to beat the villain, whatever it may be. This topic got me thinking about characters and why we both love or hate a character, and I really think it comes down to how you connect with a character. If you're not connecting with someone, you don't care what happens to them. If you're not friends with the homecoming queen, you really don't care who wins the crown. You're not at the dance. I know a lot of us, particularly in the YA Rebels, write urban fantasy, and we have these fantastical worlds where crazy things happen, but you still have to be able to identify with our characters and to find some traits in them that you can relate to your own life. Sure, they may be dating a fallen angel. Chances are you're not. But you can relate to that falling in love stage, the uncertainty of it. And that's something that as a writer you have to make sure your characters have.